Hi, welcome back to the second part of our tutorial about content-aware fill in Photoshop CS5. Now you may hear some noise around here because I'm actually in the park. It's beautiful weather here outside and I'm in Crystal Palace Park in South London. Okay, so what we did here last time is we removed this gentleman on the left hand side by creating a quick selection, really easy. I used lasso tool, that's the lasso tool here in the toolbar, and then filling it with the content aware fill. Now let's have a look on it once again, but this time we're going to use this bush here on the right hand side. So once again I'm going to create a really quick selection using just a regular lasso tool. I'm tracing around this bush here to get rid of it. Well, not the best, so I'm going to use the shift key and I'll go all around. Shift key adds to your selection. So when you hold the shift key you can add to your selection. When you hold the alt key you can subtract from your selection. And this keyboard shortcut works with every selection tool in Photoshop. You can also use these icons here in the options bar. So the first icon creates a new selection, the second icon will add to your selection, the third one will subtract from your selection. So I've got my bush here selected, and now I'll go to edit in the menu and then fill, and I'm going to use content aware from use drop down menu here. This is a new feature in Photoshop CS5, and I'll just press OK, and Photoshop will do the rest. I will replace the content, will look into the pixels in the image and try to fill the image with neighboring pixels, and we should see just about wall in just a couple of seconds. Absolutely amazing new feature, probably the best feature in Photoshop CS5, probably even one of the best features in Photoshop since since version 7 when I started using Photoshop back then. And here you go, completely removed, nothing here. That's before, that's after. Absolutely amazing. I'm just going to deselect it, so I'm using Control D. You can also go to select, deselect, and it's gone. Absolutely gone. Okay, let's have a look on one more example. Let's have a look on this image here, and we're going to remove this gentleman on the bike. Now, if you were using the previous versions of Photoshop, you may want to try to use clone stamp tool, maybe healing brush tool as well, but it will be almost impossible to make it look exactly the same as you're going to see in just a minute. Okay, let's start by creating a selection. Because this image is quite complicated, there's lots of different colors, lots of different textures, I'm not going to use quick selection tool or magic wand tool. I'll just use the regular lasso tool like I used before. So I'll start here and I'll just drag around the cyclist here to create a rough selection. It doesn't really matter how far I go, this is really easy, and I've got my selection here. And now I go to edit and then fill. Use content aware, and I'll just press OK. And in just a second we should see the cyclist removed from the image, and a really interesting effect. Well, it's gone. It's not perfect. It's not perfect in this case. So I may want to move to my move tool and nudge it slightly, maybe 1 or 2 pixels. Oh, but still looks not too bad. I'm just going to deselect it. If you look really carefully, you can see that this line is not straight, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't even notice the difference. Really good. Absolutely amazing. Okay, that's it for today. In the next short video, I'll show you how to use the new spot healing brush, well, how to use spot healing brush tool with the new content aware option to retouch the images, to remove some parts in the image, but this time using a tool. To stick to it, keep an eye on my blog, photoshoplightroombridge.co.uk. There are more videos in there, more tutorials, more tips and tricks, and see you next time. Once again, I'm Marek Mularczyk from photoshoplightroombridge.co.uk. Until next time.